Real Sociedad, 8th in La Liga, 45 points, a goal difference of -1, a mid-table line at the end of a long season. But the table got this one wrong. By the chances they created and the chances they gave up, this was the 6th best team in Spain.
The number the league phase hid, 53. Their chances were worth 53 points. They banked 45. 8 points gone. No team in the top 8 left more on the pitch.
Start with the contradiction that defines everything else. 55 scored, 56 conceded, -1. But expected goals, 57.2, the 6th most in the division. Expected goals against, 56.4, a positive expected goal difference, plus 0.7, bolted onto a negative real one.
A team that makes the 6th most chances in the league and concedes a hair fewer than it creates is a top 6 side by process. Both ends came in close to what the chance quality predicted. What went wrong was the distribution, which games the goals landed in and which ones they didn't.
Line every team up by the gap between the points they took and the points their chances were worth. Real Sociedad, -8, the biggest underachiever in the top 8 and dead last among the teams that finished above them. Only 3 sides in the whole league fell further short: Alaves, Athletic, Rayo Vallecano. All 3 finished mid-table or lower, where an 8-point haircut costs you nothing you can see. Among the teams chasing Europe, everyone else matched their chances or beat them. Real Sociedad came up 8.
If a single match has to carry the argument, it is the home game with Getafe in April. 2 opposite seasons meeting on one afternoon.
Real Sociedad, 1.9 expected goals. Getafe, 0.22. A chance quality edge of nearly 9-1. The model called it worth 2.7 of a possible 3 points. Final score, 0-1 to Getafe.
Getafe spent the whole season taking points it had no statistical right to. Real Sociedad spent it handing them back. On one afternoon, the 2 profiles collided, and the overachiever won, because that is what overachievers do, and what underachievers cannot stop.
Anoeta was the worst of them, not the only one. 6 matches account for most of the missing 8. Games they controlled by expected goals and left with a single point or none. Madrid at home, 3.15 expected goals, lost 1-2. Oviedo away, a near even game against the side that finished bottom, lost 0-1. Rayo, Girona, Celta, each won a performance that won the chance battle and lost the scoreboard. 11 expected points across the 6. They returned 1. The one that stings is Oviedo in week 2. Barely a chance in the game either way, and the one goal that landed went the wrong way. Worth 1.75 expected points. In the moment, it does not feel like variance. It feels like a bad day. It is exactly what an unlucky distribution looks like. There is a structural reason the variance hit this hard, and it shows up the moment you sort their 36 results by margin. 28 of their 36 games were drawn or decided by a single goal, 78%, one of the highest tight margin shares in the division, and the precondition for a season swinging on luck. In the 16 one-goal games, they went 6-10. The shape inside that record is the tell. Their wins skewed comfortable. 10 of their 13 defeats came by 1 goal. They did not get blown out, they got edged. The fingerprint of a side that controlled matches and gave them away to a single moment. 12 draws on top of it. They lived in the margin where variance does its damage, and for one season, the margin was unkind. The 8 points are variance. The team underneath them is not. Split the season by venue, and Real Sociedad look like 2 different clubs.
At Anoeta, a genuine European side, plus 12 expected goal difference, the chance profile of a top 4 team, 29 points from 18 home games.
On the road, a relegation team, minus 11 expected goal difference, nearly 1.8 expected goals conceded every away game, 3 away wins all season, 16 points, a 23-goal swing between the 2 versions of the same team. Here is the part that complicates the easy reading.
They underperformed their chances at both venues, 29 where the numbers set 33 at home, 16 against 20 away. The travel problem set the ceiling. The variance lowered the floor underneath it.
And none of this was a team parking the bus and hoping. By the tape, they pressed high, 5th in La Liga for the average height of their defensive actions, level with Atletico Madrid, around 51% of the ball. They built, they did not sit and counter. The attack ran through one man, Mikel Oyarzabal, more minutes than any other attacker, 15 goals and 3 assists. But 7 of the 15 were penalties. His open play return, 8 goals from nearly 11 expected, was a touch cold. The talisman in open play was slightly off. That he still top scored by a distance tells you how thin the support was.
Behind him, a hot streak and a what-if. Gonzalo Guedes, 8 goals from 4 expected, the best finishing run in the squad, and very probably above what repeats. Ori Oscarsson, 7 goals in barely 600 minutes off the bench, a rate that argues for a lot more next season. After that, the well runs dry.
The creative load ran through the fullback as much as the forwards. Sergio Gomez led the squad in expected assists without scoring a single goal. The chances were spread across fullbacks, midfielders, and a rotating cast of forwards. Volume and structure, not a settled front three. Take Oyarzabal out, and the margins get very tight very quickly.
For all the chances at one end, the recurring problem was the other. 3 clean sheets all season. They conceded in 33 of their 36 matches. Among the league's stronger sides, nobody allowed opponents better chances on a per-game basis. 8 times they shipped 3 or more, a 1-4 at the Bernabeu, a 2-3 at Atletico, a 1-3 at Villarreal, almost all of it away from home, all of it part of the same away pattern. A team that creates this much should be defending leads. Too often, it was chasing the game instead. Slice the schedule by quality, and the picture sharpens. Against the 5 teams that finished above them, Real Sociedad were poor, 5 points from 10 games, half a point each. Against everyone else, a comfortable European side, 40 points at 1.5 a game, a pace that projects past 58 over a full season. The gap to the elite is a quality gap. The 8 missing points are a variance gap, and they were dropped in winnable matches. It would be easy to call them secretly excellent and merely robbed by fate. The honest reading is more measured. Expected points already account for chance quality, and the finishing, put back in, pulls the wrong way. About 4 open play goals colder than the chances deserved. The keeper was neutral. What is left is the order the results fell in. That is the textbook definition of variance. Variance regresses in both directions. A side making the 6th most chances in Spain is unlikely to finish 8th 2 years running. But the away defense that leaked 1.8 expected goals a game is a structural hole, not a run of bad luck. Fix the leak, let the variance turn, and the same squad is comfortably in Europe. Leave both as they are, and 8th is exactly where this profile lands.
Real Sociedad's 2026 was the season the table got wrong, and almost nobody noticed because the gap sat below the title race. Keep the Getafe afternoon. The league's purest overachiever walked into the ground of its most under-rewarded side, got outchanced 9-1, and left with everything. Not a tactical lesson, not a flaw on a whiteboard, just what a season of unrewarded control looks like, compressed into 90 minutes. A team good enough to finish 6th, sitting in 8th, watching the points it earned get handed to someone who didn't.